Hello, castaways. Welcome back to the Octagon, where all tribal councils have been held here since the start of the game. Only 5 remain. We have some jury members here. Thank you, jury, for showing up. You will have an important decision to make here soon in a few days. Sophie.
Yes, sir.
Are you still running on those fumes of adrenaline from winning that challenge?
Yeah, I'm pretty sweaty now, but I came and did what I needed to do.
Did you? You were actually really good at that. Did you think that you would be that good at that?
You know, I was practicing for about an hour before the challenge throwing the balls into the cups, and so I think it got I got a little bit prepared with the finesse of a ping pong ball, but I certainly didn't practice with the sliding thing, so I'm happy it worked out.
Could it have come at a better time?
Absolutely not. I desperately needed this.
Did you feel in hot water? Like,
oh, yeah. Of course.
After the aftermath of last vote?
Of course I was the only one who didn't vote Alan out. It made sense, though. It made complete sense. You can't tell somebody who might ruin the plan, but it was me next, you know?
So sort of like I have asked in previous tribal councils to the immunity winner, which, by the way, congratulations on your first individual immunity win. But usually, well, it's so deep in the game, there's only 5 of you left. You have immunity. How important is it for you to get your way this vote?
You know, it's, to be honest, coming to here tonight, I just wanted to save my ass. I didn't have a need for anything. So really the last 20 minutes was sorting out what was going on, because I was literally all day just thinking about, I have to win this. I wasn't even thinking about what a plan would be.
Has the last 20 minutes for anybody else been wheels turning, head spinning, talks here, talks there? Jabbar, what's the last 20 minutes been like for you?
It's been pretty weird. I kind of felt like Sophie in the case of like this immunity could have possibly been do or die. Like if she didn't win, then it's if she didn't win, she was probably going home. And I kind of feel like I didn't win. So there's definitely probably a case to be played that I could possibly go home tonight. But conversations started happening.
Do you think it's bad for Lexi if conversations happened after the challenge and she's not here?
Absolutely. This is a live night and things change like by a snap of a finger. So there's only 4 of us that can vote. So
does that change the dynamics of this vote traditionally? Obviously, it's usually 5 people. There's 5 votes. How has this round been adapting to... There's only 4 votes coming. So it's like you're playing at the Final Four, but you're not at the Final Four.
The fact that there's only 4 votes definitely make this interesting. Because, like, essentially you could potentially go to Rocks at Final 5. So...
Is that something you're willing to do at this point?
Is that something that I'm willing to do?
Is it go big or go home if Rocks came to it, or is it like, I've come too far to go out like Katie?
Well. I mean, first of all, in regards to Katie, that was like a freak accident that nobody could have seen coming. So, like, I'm sure she did not want to go out like that if given the opportunity. Like, in regards to me...
Sure, if this were to occur, Purple Rock Draw would be based on votes and ties, opposed to powers canceling each other out, yeah.
Right, and honey, we at the Final 5, and only 4 people can vote. If there's a chance not to go to Rocks, I'm going to take that chance. I'm not the one with immunity.
What about you, Erica? Is that the same thing for you, or are you willing to go to Rocks to try to have things work out the way you want it if you didn't pull a Purple Rock?
I don't know, Sandy, what do you think I should do? It's a tough question. It's one that, I mean, has come up again and again and again. And for the record, production will never freaking clarify what happens in the event of a tie. Because I know, Sandy, you said something on day 1, like, ooh, regularly in Survivor.
In the event of a tie, you go to a revote. If it's
Really, it's still
out,
just a revote, just regular revote.
Yeah.
Okay, this was all a dream then, I guess. I swear, I've been thinking, no, there's something funky about ties around here. Okay, well then, never mind. Just redact.
I mean, there was a power in the game that prior to the powers canceling being over, there was a power in the game that allowed the individual who had this power to break ties. But powers are gone, so now we're at regular. If it's a tie, you go to a revote. If it's a tie and then a revote, then it's either Purple Rock.
Well, I stand corrected.
To a unanimous decision.
I thought there was something spooky that happened in the event of a tie, and I stand corrected. But no, I would honestly, Sandy, I would prefer not to draw a rock and have a risk of picking a Purple Rock tonight. This morning before I had my coffee, I was whiling and I was like, what if I go to rocks? What if I do? No, I don't think I can do that.
Why? What's changed throughout the day? Where you started off the day a little bit with gusto and fearlessness. Where is that gone throughout the day?
I don't know. I just think I needed to drink a cup of coffee and get my head on straight. Like, that's crazy. Who thinks, like, oh, I'll just go to rocks like it's nothing? I think crazy things in the morning, Sandy.
I mean, in season 27, was it? She honestly kind of made her mark on the season and has been invited back 3 times on Survivor for convincing people to go to a rock draw, Miss Sierra Easton.
She voted out her mom.
She did vote out her mom, and I will stand to this day saying that was a bad move. How dare you vote out your mother? So what have you done? You didn't win immunity. What have you done in the last 20 minutes with, like Jabbar and Sophie were saying, to make sure that, hey, I cannot go. I cannot get 5th place.
I mean, it's really hard to know who's telling me the truth, or if they say they're voting one way, that they're really going to vote one way. So I just have to, talk to as many people as I can, see if as many people as possible are giving me a truthful story, and see if I can just fit in with someone somewhere. And that's what I'm hoping happened in this 20 minutes, Sandy. I hope that answers your question. I'm so nervous right now.
Do you think hoping to fit in somewhere, somehow, is valid at this point in the game?
Of course, it's a game of numbers. It's either you fit in with a majority vote or you're on the outside of.
True, but trying to fit in somewhere, the way it was phrased or the way I interpreted it was like, plans are here and I'm going to fit into them, opposed to, being that dominant force of being like, I'm going to create the plan and you are going to fit into my plan.
I don't think anyone comes to tribal council and says, I was big game hunting, everyone's falling into my plan. Maybe people do say that. I don't think I would ever come to tribal council.
Big game hunting. Erica, I wish you the best of luck in the vote.
Thank you.
Hugo!
Hello.
When we asked you for these materials, a ping pong ball, a cup, and a tape measure, you didn't think that you might be rolling these balls down the tape measure? What did you think the tape measure was for?
Really, realistically,
yeah,
just measuring distances. I'll be completely honest. I did not think we were rolling it down.
I mean, that's the natural use for it. We probably should have done
I actually thought that we were going to be bouncing the cups and ping pong balls on the tape measure, with a short distance, which my tape measure can do. The 50-inch, that my tape measure cannot do.
Sorry, I was responding in production. So once you realized that your tape measure was absolute garbage for this challenge, was it just like...
Yes. It's worse than I can't... It's worse... The feeling's worse than I have to sit out because I'm not here, because I have the equipment to do so, but I cannot do so. So it's just a terrible feeling that it's right in front of me and yet I can't.
It's kind of worse than getting to that balance portion and failing immediately.
Yeah.
You at least had the opportunity, right? And
no, I did that too. I did that too. I had the balance portion on my hand. I still failed that immediately.
Yeah, but I mean that at least you had the shot. You had all of the means to try to win that or get that win. Whereas with the tools for this challenge, it was almost impossible for you.
It wasn't possible. So it's frustrating to admit that I can't do it, but I can't do it. And
so you knew you were not winning way earlier in the challenge. It was like Erica and Jabbar. They went a few rounds with still that hope in their heart. You knew immediately, okay, I'm not winning this. What have you done since the end of the challenge to just try to push things in your favor?
Wallow in despair. But aside from that, I've actually been. All I can do is just talk. I have no sway. I have no power, or maybe I do. Maybe they don't know. I haven't. But I have no sway. I have no power in influencing their decisions. So
you're openly admitting I have no power to influence these people's decisions,
or maybe I do.
Or maybe you do. I was just gonna say, because you openly admit that to a jury, and that with them sitting here and they're hearing from your mouth that there's nothing you can do. Do you think that was the best phrasing?
It's a phrasing. It's the best phrasing. Probably not, but
it is a phrasing. That
was it the best one? Probably not. Out of the billions of words that were possible, I probably could have chosen better words.
All right. Well, hopefully, whatever words you speak or type from here till I read the votes are in your favor, Hugo. Lexi is not present at this tribal council. She has locked in her vote ahead of time, so no questions for Lexi. This is your last opportunity, guys. Sophie, you're safe. But Jabbar, Erica, Hugo, this is your last opportunity to take the floor. If you have any last words to say, something to try to convince somebody of, you want to do it big man style in front of the jury, this is your last opportunity to do so. Tonight, guys, a power has been played. Kidding. It's time to vote.
I mean, I was packing my shit.
Jabbar, it's time to vote.
You come back to me.
Erica, it's time to vote. Hugo. Sophie. And Lexi. I will go tally the votes. I will be back in a minute. I have the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. First vote. Hugo. That's one vote for Hugo. Lexi. That's one vote for Hugo. One vote for Lexi. Hugo. That's two votes, Hugo. Lexi. We are tied. Hugo, you will not vote. Lexi will not vote. We're going to have a revote. The only people voting right now are Sophie, Jabbar, and Erica. Understood? Please send your revotes now. The revotes are in. Once the votes are read, again, the decision is final. There will not be a tie. We have 3 votes. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. You will take a boat from the Octagon to Ponderosa. You will become the 8th member of our jury. I'll read the votes. Hugo. Lexi. It's 1 vote for Hugo, 1 vote for Lexi, 1 vote left. The 12th person voted out of iSurv1vor, 8th member of our jury. Lexi. Lexi, you're not here. The tribe has spoken. Lexi, when you wake up and watch this, know that thank you for playing this game all the way from England, being up at 3 o'clock in the morning, hanging out with us for over a month. I don't think anybody has shown the commitment that you have. So unfortunate you're going out on a tribal or on a day that you weren't really feeling up to it. Kind of hurts, but with that being said, you are going to crown, or have a hand in who will take home the crown this season. Thank you so much for playing, and can't wait for the future with you. Thank you so much. Hugo, Erica, Jabbar, Sophie, 2 guys, 2 girls, 2 tribal councils, and then a final tribal council remain. This is a season of a final 2. Only 2 of you will make it to the end and have the opportunity to plead your case to the jury. That doesn't change the game. I don't think anything will. Congratulations on making it this far. Guys, you're this close to the end. This is where you write your winning story. I mean, you've already written the story. This is where you close out the story the best possible way. And one of you is going to do it better than the other 3. Wish you the best of luck. See you for the rest of this week. And again, finale is going to be Saturday at 8 o'clock.